So for today's video, I thought that I would look into some less expensive vegan meal options for 5 days that will only cost $25 for the entire thing. Now you might say, that sounds like it's not possible, especially for vegan stuff, because vegan stuff is typically more expensive. But I will say to you, I did it. I have stuff here that was $25 that I made up a meal plan that would cover 5 days of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even snacks, you guys. We can even have snacks, 2 different snacks. And so we're just gonna put it together. I'm gonna show you what I make, and you can decide what you think. I think you're gonna like it, at least I hope you like it, and I hope that it's helpful for you at this time. So without further ado, here's what I got. 2 of the things are for a recipe that I'm making for my website, so those aren't going to be part of it. But just so you can know that I'm not lying, that all of this stuff really did cost just over $25. We really did it. The 36 cents you can hopefully forgive me for, because I still think we did a pretty damn good job here, because you're going to see that I got a lot of things. So I got a box of cavatappi pasta. It's good stuff. I got a thing of chocolate oat milk, or almond milk rather. I got a thing of dairy-free mashed potato mix. It's vegan, it says so on the package. I got a thing of steam and bag broccoli. I got a jar of salsa. I got a thing of quick oats. I got a bag of TVP. I got a jar of peanut butter. I got this little thing of flax, which, by the way, if you're looking for this, I found it in the cereal aisle, not the spice aisle. So if you're looking for this, you might have to look in the cereal aisle if it's not in the spice aisle, just so you know. I got this big bag of popcorn kernels. I got a pouch of taco seasoning. And I got 2 bananas. These are the ingredients for breakfast, and I'm going to show you what I do with those. Okay, so guys, for breakfast, I decided to make some chocolate peanut butter overnight oats. Now, I need the oats for other recipes, so I'm going to set aside 2 cups of the oats for 2 other things that I'm going to do. And then I'm going to evenly divide the rest of the oats between 5 cups. And then I also added some peanut butter. I wanted to save a little bit for the granola bars that I'm going to make of the peanut butter. But I didn't really measure. It was like 2, maybe 3 tablespoons. And then I just added 3/4 of a cup of milk and then mixed it around with a knife because I thought that would be easier. And it worked. It was great. And then that was pretty much it. I had 5 days of breakfasts made in a matter of about 10 minutes. Wow, that's really good. You do get the peanut butter, which I like. Like, you get little gobs of peanut butter. Looks like a lot of food here, too. A little hint of chocolate from the almond milk. No, this was a good idea. I'm happy with this. I'm gonna go enjoy this. Here's the ingredients for lunch, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with these. Alright guys, so I'm boiling water here. So here's how this is gonna work. I need 2 cups of this for dinner. So I'm gonna measure that out, and then the rest of it we're just gonna use for this. There's gonna be our 2 cups for dinner, and then I have the rest here for lunch. Here's this. We're gonna have better luck in here. Okay, this is gonna get boiled. Now, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna need. I definitely want it to be flavorful because this taco seasoning and this salsa are the only 2 flavor elements of flavor that we have for this recipe. So I definitely don't want to skimp. But remember, you can always add more. You can't take it out. So I'm probably going to add like 1.5 cups of water to this, maybe 2 cups. Now remember guys, it is going to soak it up, so don't be worried if it looks like it's overwhelmed by water right now, because it is going to soak it up. Here's some oil in my pan, and in goes our TVP. I'm going to go ahead and dump in the rest of this taco seasoning too. It's looking a little light on seasoning. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Just want to let this get some texture on it, cook through a little bit, and then we're going to add the pasta that I just drained and the salsa, and that'll pretty much be it. That'll be our taco pasta. It's a lot simpler than the other one that I posted on here a few months back, but I think it'll still be good. At least I hope so, because I'm going to be eating it all week. Alright, I think we're doing pretty good here. Now the last order of business is to add this salsa as a makeshift sauce. I think that this is it. I think we're done. Now obviously cheese wasn't part of the budget, but I happen to have some open in my fridge. So I'm going to let myself use some. If you have some open in your fridge, you're welcome to, but it's also optional. Here's this. And I think I'm actually going to melt it a little. That burned my finger very much. Ow. Okay, let's give her a try. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh, that's so good. Hold on a minute. Dude, that is so good. Man, that's awesome, bro. The cheese definitely adds something, but it's not necessary. There isn't a lot of sauce, but it doesn't mean that there's not like moisture to it, because there is. Like obviously it's just one jar of salsa, it can only go so far. But the pasta still has moisture. Like there's still moisture to it, so I guess in a way there is like a sauce. If you wanted to add a little bit of water when you're cooking the TVP, that might add a little bit more moisture, but it's still got moisture to it. Like I'm not saying it needs anything, but if you wanted to add to it, that would probably help. It's delicious, bro. This is for snack 1, you guys, and I'm going to show you how I make this. Also, I apologize if you can hear my washing machine in the background. I'm doing laundry. So I have 2 bananas here. I would say medium-ish bananas. And we're going to mash them up. Okay, now I have my rolled oats again. I'm going to do a scant 1.5 cups, measured with my 1/4 cup thing, because the other ones are in the sink. And 1/2 cups. Roughly. The rest is for dinner. Mix this up really well. Okay, so now it says in the recipe, which I will try to remember to include in the description, that you're supposed to let this batter sit for like 15 minutes while the oven preheats. So we're going to do that. We'll leave that to the side. Alright, so now the oven is done preheating, so I want to mix the rest of this jar of peanut butter in here. And it will be much, but I think it's going to taste good. I think that's about maybe 1/2 cup. Okay, and I went away with, I went a different way with parchment paper. I feel like that's probably going to be best as far as things not sticking. Just pressing this in, and hopefully we'll get 5 bars out of this. It seems pretty likely. Now I'm going to bake this for like 20 minutes. This is almost like baked oats in a way. Did I say that already? I can't remember. Yeah, I'm just going to bake this for 20 minutes, and we're just going to see what happens. Don't worry, this is not going to waste. I'm just going to eat this, but I just want you to know it's not getting wasted. I'm using every drop. Hold on, I just tried this. And this is great. Now, I want to get 5 bars out of this. We're going to see if that happens. But I did want to show it to you and try it for you. I mean, it's good. What can I say? It's like a granola bar. Maybe if I'd saved some peanut butter to drizzle on the top, that would have been a good idea. It's good for the week. I'm going to eat the whole thing and I'm going to love it. You know, I'll be just fine. So, yeah. That's it. That's all. Alright, so listen. Real quick, I'm just going to do this popcorn in the microwave just to show you how I want to try to do it. Now I have a bowl here, microwavable, and I have a lid. And I have my popcorn. I have popcorn, 1/4 cup. I'm going to put it here. And then I'm just going to microwave this for 3 minutes and see what happens. Yo, this is working? Oh my god, that's sick! I just learned something new. How cool is that? So, I mean, as we can see, this works. Now, I don't know if it popped, like, all the kernels. Like, you can see there's still some kernels there. I don't know if it did all of them. It does say 3 to 5 minutes on the website. To be fair, I only did it 3 minutes because I didn't want it to burn. But yeah, I mean, if you don't have a popcorn popper, and you don't have brown paper bags, this is an option. A bowl with a lid. This works. These are the ingredients I bought for dinner. And I'm going to show you how I make this vegan meatloaf. Now I have 2 cups of water. I'm really trying to make this fair. So the recipe calls for I just threw this on the floor. Now the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of ketchup. Now obviously I didn't buy ketchup, but since I still need ketchup, I'm using ketchup packets. If you have ketchup in your fridge, you can obviously use that. If you have leftover ketchup packets, you can also do that. I'm just doing what I'm doing to try to be fair and just use what I have on hand to make this. The dollar store has ketchup, $1.25. This is just trying to be as fair as possible because I didn't have to spend any extra money for these. These were already in my fridge. So I'm adding ketchup here. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of tamari. I have 2 packets of soy sauce, so we're going to use that. It smells interesting. Now I'm going to add the rest of the TVP into here and allow it to rehydrate. For like 5-10 minutes. We'll see what this does. In the meantime, I will steam my broccoli. I'm also preparing my potatoes. I'm adding 2 cups of hot water to this bowl and spilling it everywhere, but it's fine. Yeah, here's my mashed potatoes. I've had these before, they're pretty good. Just gonna do this. There we go. Potatoes, just like that. So now to this bowl, I'm going to add the rest of our oats. I estimate about 1/2 cup. I'm going to add this whole 1.25 ounce packet of flax. There we go. Okay, I have a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, which I'm considering a spice. Just a tablespoon. So I'm just going to dump what I have left of garlic powder in here. That's probably about a teaspoon. It calls for more than that, but that's all I have. I'm going to try to make up for it with onion powder. That ought to do. So now in goes this. And if this works, this is going to be crazy. I'm not even sure if this is going to work, y'all. Smells really good. I'm going to get my hands dirty here. Okay, guys. I mean, it looks like a meatloaf for now. I wonder if this is gonna work. That's all I have to say. So it's got like 3 minutes left. It smells amazing, by the way. I hope it's not gonna fall apart. But I have these little packets of barbecue sauce from my drawer that I'm gonna put on top and like broil it for a couple minutes before I take it out. Hopefully it'll like add to it. The recipe does say to do this. It calls for barbecue sauce. I'm again trying to be fair and not use the barbecue sauce that I have open. I'm using something that I didn't have to pay for because they gave this to me extra. So I'm gonna just use it and then I'll show you how the meatloaf looks when it's done. Okay, this thing smells amazing, y'all. Is it actually gonna stay solid? Like actually? Like actually? Oh my god, and these portions are huge, bro. Oh my god, I cannot believe this worked. No, like, hate to the recipe maker or anything. The recipe's awesome. But I did not know whether or not this was gonna work. Just because it's like TVP, right? Like, who would have thought? Who would have thought that it would actually hold together like this? This is amazing. But I think the real question, folks, is how does she taste? This is the moment of truth, guys. Moment of truth. I got a nice little bite here. Whenever you're ready, camera. Whenever you're good and ready. Wow, that looks fire. Okay. Now, I wish I had a little more barbecue sauce. I'm working with what I got, but I gotta say, super good. The meatiness is there. The texture, it's like a meatloaf, you know? It's a little teeny bit fall aparty, but not as nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. And as you can see, we have our little meal here. I have some broccoli, I have some vegan potatoes, and I have meatloaf. Really great home-style dinner. You get your protein, you get a serving of vegetables here. It's a pretty balanced meal if you ask me. Yeah, that was my only problem, is I wish I had more barbecue sauce. Obviously, I have more barbecue sauce in my fridge, but some people are just going to have what I had, and they're going to have to make do with it, and I still think it's good. I still like it. I would still recommend it. If you have the extra barbecue sauce in your fridge, load it up. I mean, have at it with the barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce really makes it. But man, it smells good. It tastes good. I never in a million years would have thought that you could make meatloaf out of TVP, but here, I stand corrected, you guys. I'm going to link the recipe in the description if I remember. And I really hope I remember. Because it's a pretty good recipe. I would recommend giving it a whirl. Because here's the thing, right? Like, when I tried in the past to make meatloaf, I would do lentil loaf. And I hated it. Because it wasn't meaty enough for me. Like, I needed it to be meatier. And then there's like the other opposite end where you use something like Impossible or like Beyond Beef. There's like those two ends of the spectrum, and then in the middle is this. And this has like the health, because like there's like the oats and the flax, and TVP isn't like, in my knowledge of it, is less processed than the Beyond Beef and the Impossible stuff. But it's really got a nice taste to it, and it's got a nice texture to it. So this I would call like sort of a middle ground, you know? I think that this is a pretty good option. So hey, I mean, if you've tried lentil loaf in the past and you're like, nah, this just isn't for me, maybe give this a try. You might like this. You never know. I like it, and I'm not a fan of lentil loaf. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. Listen, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Every time you watch my videos, I don't know, it just makes me happy. It makes me feel good that I'm helping people and that contributing something to society. Hopefully. Hopefully. So yeah, give this video a like and a subscribe. No pressure, of course, just throwing it out there. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.